This trip was really inspirational to me. Everything we did, everyone we met, they all had so much passion, loved everything that they did, and I found that really sunk in with me, and it made me want to have that kind of passion for the things that I do in my life.
So my experience on this trip was fantastic. I have met so many amazing people, not only on the people who have came on this trip, but also the people we met through all of our seminars and our meetings, and I will forever remember everything I've learned on this trip. Really special memories for myself were, number one, when we were in Iceland and we were hiking to Jakob's cabin, and we saw a stream just flowing down from the mountains, and Jakob's like, yeah, so we can drink this water. And I said, what? You can actually drink the water from this river? He's like, yeah, it comes straight from the mountains. I'm like, okay. So all of us come down, we're all hanging over the river, and we're all just starting to drink water splashing up in our eyes, and it was awesome. I've never done that before, so that was something for sure I'll always remember.
Norway and Iceland seem to be these lands of extremes. In the summer you have a lot of light, and in the winter you have almost none. And yet, despite these extreme differences, they still manage to find a way to come outside in the winter, which is really something which we in Canada can very much relate to. And just that ability to constantly go outside, I think, is one thing that I will definitely take away from this experience.
I learned a lot. Now I can feel like I can do anything that I would wish, because a lot of the hikes were hard, but they were fun, and it was in the right environment with people, so it was a very, very good way of doing it. One of the moments that really stuck with me is when we were, after the hot springs, we started the hike up again, and you were going up this really, really big hill. I was like, oh, finally, a plateau. And then what I see is half of the people on the side of a cliff with a chain, because it was so steep that they needed a chain for assistance. So I was like, oh man, like, I ain't good with heights, like this is not gonna be good.
So my experience can basically be summed up in two things. The first is really seeing the different cultural differences. So you see in Iceland and in Norway, rather than in Canada, they appreciate nature so much more than most Canadians. And they reinforce the level of physical activity that people in their nation and in their countries do. So my main memory that I will bring back to Canada is during our 23-kilometer hike in Iceland, where we really thought that Jakob had no clue where he was going and that we were lost. We always continued to push ourselves and to encourage others to continue, and we'd wait for others and help each other out, which I thought was a really deep connection within the group. It made me happy.
So the experience overall was incredibly unforgettable. It was nice because the group kind of like came together like a little family. What I thought was really neat was that the tourists that come here only get to see a small portion of the country. They'll come and see one or two things and say that they've seen the country, whereas we got like a really personal and local experience where we got to see so much more than tourists will ever get to see if they were to come on their own. And I thought that was really neat because we got to go to a bunch of little places that were tucked away and that basically so isolated from everything else, but were incredibly beautiful.
My experience was pretty unforgettable. It was really amazing just to see all like the different terrains and meet everyone and kind of get more of a local experience as opposed to a touristy experience. That I really liked learning about like the DHT hut systems too. That was really neat. The serviced ones and the non-serviced ones.
It's been cool to see the different perspectives on outdoor activity in Iceland and Norway versus in Canada. It's also cool to see people's perspective on just on the outside, how why go inside when you can be outside. So it was just all around a really cool trip to figure out how people interact with the outdoors in a non-extreme way, and yet it's still amazing.
I think one thing that really stood out to me was like the group bonding by the end of the trip. Just when we stayed in Gisna Valley and we were all sitting around the campfire singing, and not everybody even knew the words, but everyone was just participating, and we were kind of just
overlooking the mountains.
So I have a passion for photography, and so being on this trip really inspired me to capture the beautiful landscapes that Iceland and Norway have to offer. The way of life in these countries is so laid back and it's super contagious, so I will definitely be adopting some of it when I go back home. The right to wander and just walking everywhere, I really like that concept they have in Iceland and Norway. The concept of friluftsliv will always stick with me and inspire me, and I'm just so happy that I jumped on board for this experience and spent the past 3 weeks with such an amazing group of people, and I'll always remember the memories that we made together. So.
My biggest learning experience was when we had a quiet time and I got to sit on my rock and reflect back on the trip, and it was a very big confidence booster because I got to say, damn, I climbed so many mountains and I am awesome. It was just a huge confidence booster, and I'm gonna bring that back with me.
On this experience, it honestly, it was just breathtaking. It was amazing. I've always wanted to study abroad, so I was so excited and thankful to be on this trip. Memorable experiences were when we did the kayaking on the fjords, and that was just breathtaking. I felt like it was in Jurassic Park. It was awesome.
I think this experience was a great initial kind of getting into a traveling experience for me. I think I'm definitely going to use it in the future to get more into traveling and stuff, like more so abroad. And experiences that really stuck out to me were the little activity we did on the rock, where we just kind of sat alone for 15 minutes and just kind of had our own little thoughts to ourselves, and then the sea kayaking, official word.
I just had a great time. I learned so much from both the students and Bob and Margot and everyone we met. And it just was such a rejuvenating experience. I had so much fun with everyone. I laughed so much and was a total goofball, and everyone kind of just jumped on board. I would say, let's pretend to be trolls, and they would be trolls. I'd say, let's dance under this waterfall, and they would dance under the waterfall. I just had a great time, and I hope this experience is just going to lead into more traveling and more exploring and more learning, and I'm very thankful. And I had a blast. Den är Darkes.
Hallå, jag heter Jana.
Hallå, jag heter Jakob.
Ja, tack.
Ja, och tack.